The irony of Pokemon games failing to evolve is something I just could not ignore. I mean, oh my god, guys, I can't wait to have the opportunity to pay $90 for a PS1 looking game. I mean, we are just truly blessed, aren't we? Listen, I gotta be honest, I audibly gasped when I found out what Nintendo has been up to. Hit the like button and subscribe, ladies. We're trying to get to 90k. Now, this is actually horrifying. Yes, horrifying indeed, because if you ever wanted to know how Nintendo's Palworld lawsuit is going, well, their new Pokemon game will tell you everything you need to know. Because, my goodness, these graphics look more grey than the UK. Now, this is absolute proof that most, if not all, Nintendo's budget went towards the Palworld lawsuit, and none of which went towards making actually good video games. Imagine having a game set exclusively in a city, and then have that city look this bad and undetailed. That is wild to me, the hubris of it all. It just shows how little attention, time, and money they put into this game. I mean, Assassin's Creed 2 came out like 16 years ago, and the cities look 10 times better than what they're doing with this Pokemon game. This is a complete disgrace. It's beyond pathetic how a multi-billion-dollar company can only produce indie PS1, PS2 looking games in 2025. I mean, think about it. With all their money, Nintendo is still this far behind. I mean, the lack of depth makes me want to play Palworld instead. Listen, it's hard to immerse yourself in a Pokemon game world when the world looks 20 years outdated. When the world looks empty, the windows have the same bloody blue tint on them, and the foliage is literally stagnant. They sued Palworld instead of improving their own game. This is why I said that game mechanics, concepts, systems, and or elements should never ever be copyrighted by people like Nintendo. What, so they can hoard it, never use it, and sue anybody else for trying to innovate? No, thank you. I mean, tell me you feel threatened by the competition without telling me you feel threatened by the competition. It all makes sense now. Yeah, this is why Nintendo needs to sue the competition. The competition is far ahead, and suing is the only way they can compete, by removing them from the equation. Go and yourself. Instead of suing Palworld, Nintendo, maybe you could have worked together and made something incredible. But no, this is what we end up getting: a empty, soulless disaster. I have seen more denser, more detailed towns in Animal Crossing. Anyway, the game is called Pokémon Legends Z-Ass. I mean, A-Z. I mean, if this was an indie game, nobody would be playing this dog but because the name alone carries the franchise, they haven't needed to release a single good game in over a decade. I mean, this kind of thing drives me nuts. It looks so bad. The city looks like a blind and a deaf child was paid to make it. But I guess it's good to see that they're still making games for the GameCube. At least Pokemon games for the GameCube were unique for its time back then, and it still stands in both the story and the graphics, but this is unacceptable. And to think the developer Game Freak took more than 200 people and the minimum of 3 years to produce something that a 4-year-old could do in Microsoft Paint. This is toddler video gaming at its finest. I mean, genuinely, the game's world looks like a couple of kids cobbled together in an afternoon. I mean, I was not exaggerating when I said this could have been a PS1 or a PS2 game. I mean, look at it. It's laughable how flat and how low poly the buildings are. It literally looks like 5 polygon boxes are stacked onto each other. It's an unfinished, steamy turd that belongs on an Android phone. Because it's basically a mobile game from a scummy company just to make money in a scummy way. I mean, Nintendo will do literally anything besides making a solid Pokemon game with good graphics that people want to play. But no, that's too much to ask for. I'm not even trying to be funny when I say GTA 3 on the PS2 has more variety in the window textures than a Pokemon game in 2025. How is that not just the most embarrassing thing ever? You know, the biggest red flag, other than how terrible it looks, is the fact that it's the highest grossing IP ever. And yet they still don't have voice acting in 2025. If you're not going to do the bare minimum and spend the money for voice actors, or at the very least good interactable environments, then don't have the gall to ask for full price. These people don't respect you. Why on earth would you play their half-baked game? You don't get to be lazy and expect to get paid. It doesn't even have the detail when you're passing through the grass. It's literally just a carpet. I mean, nothing reacts to you in the world whatsoever. But the thing is, Nintendo can pull this off. They can do the bare minimum when developing these games and get the most profit. So of course, there's no need to change the system if the player base is willing to gargle shite, then they'll continue to get fed that way. I mean, it's horrible that people buy this garbage. Who enables this level of incompetency? Oh, I know, it's their cult-like fan base that Nintendo will still buy it no matter what. But the thing is, the players could change things, but like I said, Nintendo fans aren't gamers. They are just consumers that will accept anything they're given. I mean, Pokemon is literally the #1 profitable franchise on Earth. Did you know that the company that makes Pokemon games is worth $5 billion? We're not even talking about the Pokemon company in its entirety, just the game company itself. That's literally worth more than CD Projekt Red and Bethesda, and this is what we end up getting. Nintendo could, if they wanted to, make an insanely high-definition game with every Pokemon, with unique animations and so much more, but they don't give a Pokemon has been riding off nostalgia for over 25 years. I mean, think about it. Imagine having a high-definition Pokemon game where you can build your house, have a ranch for your collection, even have a breeding center, your own Pokemon research lab, combining different kind of berries to make Pokemon extra buffs like in Monster Hunter. They could have done all of that. They could have created a very special thing, but instead, they don't care about you. And the problem is, they don't need to care about you. Why bother when more than enough people are willing to buy this slop? I mean, Nintendo fans must have some kind of Stockholm syndrome when it comes to nostalgia, because you are not going to talk them into expecting any better than the bare minimum. I'm telling you, Nintendo has some kind of stranglehold on their fans and yet doesn't put the profits they made from said fans back into the game. There's zero excuse for this garbage. And because people keep buying it, I can't tell you how much I hate consumers nowadays. Especially those who stand back and just apologize for a company like Nintendo's lazy and bad practices. It's just pathetic. Why do people feel the need to defend Nintendo? I don't understand. Because listen to me, you consumers should not be supporting massively broken and lazy developed games like this on this type of scale that they're supporting it, because it encourages more minimum effort for developers and more broken games releases in the future. If you want things to get better, you have to be honest. The developer Game Freak gets away with way too much. They honestly deserve the same type of backlash that Ubisoft always gets, because they squeeze every penny they can out of their fan base to return mediocre slop like that. And on that bombshell, let me know in the comments what you think. Do you think I'm being too harsh on Nintendo? Or do you agree with what I'm saying? I'll be very eager to hear what you have to say. Manix out.